Are you listening? Can you hear it? Can you hear what I hear? Welcome back to the channel. Dean. Mike. All right, so we're gonna jump back in again with some well, I mean the last band we did, Skin Yard, what I thought was gonna be our last of the beginning grunge bands, but I mean really, man, there's like so many that that began in the 80s, but there really was just a really good handful of the first guys who kind of started it all. But we can't leave out Soundgarden. We had done a Soundgarden song, but it was by Chris Cornell on acoustic guitar. So we never really gave Soundgarden a good go during this whole thing. So maybe we should do a song from their first recording, which was an EP, technically not their LP. So it's not the first LP, but it was the first recording that they put out. And that was called Screaming Life. Cameron described the sound on the EP as pretty raw. Oh. I think this is more along the lines of like the Green River Melvin sound. It's pretty dirty, pretty heavy. I've heard the song Nothing to Say from this record. It says it features drop D tuning, Nothing to Say, which would become a signature sound for Soundgarden on their later albums. So I guess most of this record's actually probably in standard. Or maybe half drop. Sometimes they play in half drop tuning. Said Kim Thale, the guitar player, learned about the tuning from Buzz Osborne of the Melvins when Osborne was telling him about Black Sabbath.
Nice.
Soundgarden's going to take us to church, Dean.
Take us to the Soundgarden of Eden.
There you go, man. Soundgarden of Eden. Hell yeah. All right, let's just jump right in.
Now I would like, friends, that this evening we should stand there with all other of God's creatures on the curbstone and watch this march of time. Let us take our stand with them. And as we stand there, I hear one of them whispering. He is a Hebrew sage. He says, "Vanity of vanities, the whole thing is a vain parade. It has no meaning."
Okay, I think that voice right there was actually Chris Cornell, but he was talking like he was the preacher, I think, right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that was Chris Cornell's voice. I think you got the tape at the beginning, but I think right there, I think that was Chris Cornell.
Oh, okay.
Especially with what he's kind of saying.
Good job. Almost sounded like the guy.
Yeah, he did almost sound like a preacher. You know, he had that sound.
Yeah.
Sound like he was on a megaphone too.
Hmm.
Remember when we started this channel, we did a song from Chris Cornell, and it was an Audio Slave song, and
Yeah.
that song was about God, right? I mean, that was about
Yeah.
this idea of a higher power, and here we are, way back when he began, and
Yeah.
he's still been writing the same content. If that's what he was doing in Audio Slave, he still always wrote about this idea.
I don't know too much history about him as far as if he grew up religious or not. Sounds like he talks a lot about it in various different works. It always seems to come up.
Right. Matt Cameron's doing some interesting stuff on the drums right there. I like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the good thing about his playing is that he likes to put in a lot of extra stuff in between, and you don't know if he's gonna go over past the one or land on it, or you know what I mean. That's what's really cool about him. I love his playing like that.
Yeah, pretty unpredictable.
Yeah,
Yeah, let me roll that back and listen to that again, some of the drum work. The guitar stuff's pretty cool too. There's a lot of guitar soloing, and the way Kim always guitar solos is it's always very like off the cuff and like not, it's like improvised, it's like right on the spot. You can tell he's just feeling it. He's not really
yeah.
thinking too much. He takes his head out of it. He was just like just detuning that
Oh
shit.
yeah, right. That's a trip how they decided to use that track in the beginning like that. And that's like,
Yeah,
I mean, um, the copy is like, I mean, takes up like a whole chunk of that beginning,
right.
you know.
Yeah, and then they got Chris Cornell doing his little vocal thing, I think, inside the song there. Sounded pretty good. I mean, Jack and Dino's obviously from the very beginning sounded like he was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
They
that's a cool creative way too to put that whole like thing in the song. I mean, you know, it kind of worked out really well.
yeah. Structure wise, it's pretty cool. I mean, and the lyrics like um fingers of fire, coal and lead, fondly love me till I'm dead. That's pretty cool. The hand of God is thick and callous, bruised and torn from stones and sticks. The hand of God has got a ring about the size of Texas, made of sweet, smelly stuff. My fingers never smell. Let me try on your hand and see if it fits. Wait, what? Let me
Let me try on your
try.
hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me try on your hand and see if it fits. Oh, almost like fucking like Master
Like
of
a
Puppets
glove.
kind of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like trying on God's glove or something.
Don't worry, I won't touch anything unholy with it. Let it be known today. If you got two hands, you're supposed to pray. Wow. Let it be known today. If you got two hands, you're supposed to pray.
Yeah.
Like a mantis.
Yeah, I wonder if there's some, do you feel like there's some kind of sexual nature in this song here?
In a way, yeah. Like fingers of fire, coal and lead, fondly love me till I'm dead. You know. Um,
Says, I'll be so good if you really love me. Let me feel your mighty crunch. As
yeah,
you rub me out like water.
fire, coal, etc. Let it be known if you got two hands, you're supposed to pray. Oh, that's the first part of that phrase. And
Yeah.
it ends with the same thing. So there's two references to that line. And then like the hand of God lays high above me, you know. But that's just above, just below what the preacher was saying in that beginning. That preacher was talking about was, now I would like friends if this evening we should stand there with all other of God's creatures on the curbstone and watch this march of time. Let us take our stand with them as we stand there, and I hear one of them whispering, he is a Hebrew sage. He says, vanity of vanities, the whole thing is a vain parade. It has no meaning. The hand of God lays high above me. I'll be so good if you really love me. And I don't know if that's the part where let me feel your mighty crunch. I don't know if that's, I think it
Yeah.
stops at the hand of God lays high above me, huh? That's what the preacher
Maybe.
stopped.
Yeah, maybe. I can't remember when Chris started singing, and I would guess when it starts getting pretty weird. It's
I think
probably
yeah, I think I'll be so good if you really love me. Let me feel your mighty crunch. I think that's where Cornell starts.
okay.
Um, as you rub me out like water, fire, coal, etc. Let it be known today, if you got two hands, you're supposed to pray.
Yeah, I don't really know if he's got a message in this song actually, but you know, I think he's probably, I mean, mostly this song just sounds like a cool, I mean, the music is really great. I don't think that this is the best work from Chris Cornell at all.
Yeah,
Obviously the early days.
yeah, yeah.
I don't think anybody has found their voice entirely in the band yet.
Could we recap the rhythm again? Just like part of the verse somewhere.
Yeah.
I just want to get a.
That's where Chris Cornell comes in.
Let it be known
I think that's Chris
Okay. Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
I like that part going into that though. I like that. You know, the bam, bam,
Yeah.
bam. Yeah.
Let it be known today. If you got 2 hands, you're supposed to raise.
Yeah, I'd probably say this isn't like my favorite song from Soundgarden at all, but you know, I really enjoyed the drumming. Obviously, like you said, I mean, it's like fucking Matt Cameron can't do wrong. It's like you could throw in
Yeah,
the
you-
B sides, you can throw in the songs that were left on the table that didn't, you know, make the fucking cut, and they still sound good, man.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about Matt, right? You give him you give him a steady fucking bam, 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 and he'll just throw all kinds of shit over the top of it. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah. He likes to do that, man. And he pulls it off so well. It reminds me of just, like fusion players, stuff like that, and a lot of progressive music has
yeah.
that kind of a feel to it. Um, yeah, a lot of great drummers can do that.
Just a real experimental song from the lyrics to the music. It's just like sort of the band experimenting
Yeah,
and the
well,
production.
especially with the you know, the real preacher.
The sermon. Yeah.
Yeah, got put in there, and it's like, yeah. I wonder if that's how it all started. Like, like, hey, wait, that beat you were jamming, keep doing that. It might go good with that thing, and you know what I mean, and just fucking let's build around it,
Yeah. Yeah, because it just says, and Dino found rolls of 1/4-inch tape at a garage sale, and they contained these recordings of a Christian preacher giving sermons in the 50s. And then Chris Cornell had the idea to have a preacher's voice on the Hand of God, so it almost seemed like maybe the two came together. Like, and Dino had these tapes. Chris Cornell had this song called Hand of God, and he wanted to have that whole thing. And then it says they synced it with the 8-track machine, which copied to an empty track. And by coincidence, or by, as Dino says, God smiled upon us, the tape rolls matched perfectly with the song.
So who do you think came up with the whole production of the song?
I don't know.
Was it-
It's almost like Dino said, it was almost like neither one of them really put that much into it. I think it was a very happy coincidence where Chris Cornell had this song about Hand of God, and then Dino had these tapes with religious sermons on it. So he had the perfect ingredient for the song,
Oh, okay, so originally Cornell had the song.
Right. Chris Cornell had I think he had already written the song and had this whole idea, this concept. And Dino was like, well, I got these tapes with a sermon on it. And then I guess
Yeah,
it synced well.
interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, that's the cool thing about coming up with tunes, man. They can come out in like a lot of different ways, right?
Yeah. Well, what's cool about it too is the old technology that was used and sort of how, you could do this type of thing very easily with just having that thought and then going on a computer and making these things, put these things together in the editing process. But like back then, it was like you had to be a little more creative with getting physical things to happen because you didn't have the digital technology yet.
That is crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was a good song. I think our next track, though, we need to dive into "Screaming Trees" because there's a song from Screaming Trees that Kim says is his favorite from their first record. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Listen to another video down here. Subscribe next to Dean. Let us know what you're listening to. Suggest us a song.
I'm trying to, because I know where it's at.
I have to like box mine. It's like
Oh, there, like this, because it's like
I have to.
yeah.